Ooh, oh my God, I'm so excited. Afternoon, everybody. Can you all hear me? Wow. Hi, Karen. I thought you were at work today. Oh my days. It worked, it worked, it worked. Right, let's just see if I can get to the group. How are we all? Thank you, Karen. Oh dear. Oh, I don't like sciatica. Like, you have my heartfelt sympathy. I know just what that feels like. Wow. Oh gosh. Hi Donna. Hi Nikki. Hi Tony. Hi Margaret. Hi Doreen. Hi Kathy. If I can. Oh my days. See everybody. Put that down there. And make that big. I can't believe that this has worked. Hi Connie. Hi Vicky. Gosh, it goes so quick. Hi Erin. Hi Teresa. I'm just trying to catch up with all your comments. Hi Lisa. Hi Sandy. Hi Erin again. Hi Carol. Hi Pat. Hi Gail. Hi Valerie. Wow. Now some of you I can't see names because it just says Facebook user. So sometimes I don't know who you are. So if I don't mention your name, that's probably why. That's Lisa then. You can feel my pain now. Yes, Lisa, I can, but I can't see your name. I can only see you as Facebook user. Hi Deborah. Hi Tracy. Gosh. Wow. What a lot of viewers. I'm absolutely chuffed to little pieces. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, you're now on YouTube. I can see you now, Lisa. Thank you. Hi, Lynn. Finally made it to a live. Well, welcome. Gosh, it does move quick, Lisa, doesn't it? Watching on big screen, so can't say hello. Don't know who that is. It only says Facebook user. So whoever's watching on the big screen, so can't say hello, let me know who you are. And likewise, Vicky, pleased to meet you too. Well, I think we can safely say there are more people watching YouTube than usually watch me in the group. So, well, yes, I can. It would move very, very quickly with 450 people. I don't get that many, so I'm okay. No problem, Colleen. We haven't really started. I'm just sort of like, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. I said to Lisa this morning, I'm so excited to go live on YouTube. How sad am I? But it's okay, I'm not alone because she was excited too. Whoever's on holiday, hope you're having a lovely time, and thank you for joining me even though you're on holiday. Okay, right. So like I said, some I can't see names. I can just see Facebook users. Oh, Nan, you're on holiday. Hi, Deborah. So I'm flicking between two here. Oh my word, technology, can't keep up with it. Right, let's get cracking, shall we? Because the beauty of this means I haven't got to edit it afterwards. So whatever goes on, and it will be there forever and a day on YouTube. So I need to behave. I'm a star now. I won't go that far. Who said that? I'm a star now. Cindy, I wouldn't go that far, lovely. Not a chance. Right. So today I'm going to be using the Hyacinths, and these are going to be on TV next Monday, is it? Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. Looking at the comments in the group so far, I think this is going to go very, very quickly. I'm assuming that they are on sale separately as well as in a bundle. I don't know, but maybe Lisa can confirm that for me. But if they are sold separately, I think my prediction is these will go first because the comments in the group lead me to believe that. Okay, now I apologise for the blurring on the picture if it blurs a little bit. I think it's knowing how high to go with my camera, and looking at the picture that I'm getting, I could probably go a little bit higher. Oh yeah, so they do. That was purely accidental, Beverly, honestly. They will be separately. Thank you, Lisa. So yeah, so if these go when these go separately, these will sell first. I am 100% convinced. Hi Alison. Hi Sharon. Hi Nettie. Gosh, there's names I haven't seen before, so welcome everybody. I hope you enjoy the live. Okay, so I'm using the stencils and I'm using the embossing folder and I'm also using the die. I'm only going to make one card, but I will show you another one that I've already made just to show you the difference, how different it can look depending on what colours you choose. Okay, so I'm using those. And I'm also using the nested stitch bubble squares to just make the base of my card. Okay, so I'm going to put the squares to one side. I'm going to leave the stencils in front of me so that I can see what I'm doing. And I put the packaging to one side. And this is where we're headed. Now, today's will look a little bit different, primarily because it's going to be in different colours. But after I'd finished this, I thought, why did you do it like that? Why did you not put the 4 up here so that it looked a little bit more even? And then why didn't I come down a little bit with the flowers? Because they look like they're floating in midair at the moment. So I'm going to come down a bit on my card today, and I'm going to space these out a little bit more, but it primarily will look very similar to this. Okay, so today's colours are going to be different. So I'm using pink today, and I'm just going to put the first stencil down and work out just where I want my card to be. I'm going to use the first 2 stencils because I need to know how far up I'm going, and I'm going to come right to the edge of this card so that it's the bottom of the leaves might actually hang off the card. So I'm not worried about that because at least then they won't look like this one did, like they're floating in midair. Okay. Yeah, and it's cool to use it a little bit differently. No, Sharon, I didn't do them to match. Purely coincidental. So yeah, if you use it off the card, you don't have to use it as is. The other one I'm going to show you, I use the whole one. But for this one, I just wanted to use a little bit of it. Okay. Now, the other thing I need to do before I decide where my flowers are going to go is work out whether I can fit my words on, which I can. So I don't want to come too far over because obviously I need to leave room for my words here. And that was the other problem I had with this one. I didn't really leave myself enough room here. I suppose the other thing you could do is do your words first, and then you can gauge where your flowers need to be. But I'm not going to do that. But you could do. So I'm happy with where my stencils are going to be and my flowers are going to be. But what I am going to do is just take this card down so that I don't lift it. It's not going to lift off the silicone mat because that'll keep it safe and still. But if I catch it when I'm lifting stencils off, then that's going to move it, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm starting with layer 1, and depending on what colour you use in the background here will depend how your other colours look. And the one I'm going to show you later, I used almond frosting in the background, and it gave the flowers a sort of a vintagey look. You can see me on Sky Glass. That's scary. It's a good job you can't see my face, Lisa. Yeah, new stencils. You said that. New stencils, damn it. Yes, definitely new stencils. And there'll be more on Thursday. I'm using the other set on Thursday. I'm going to use the bold peonies on Thursday. But that's Thursday. So because I'm using pink card and I want my flowers to have a sort of a truer colour, I'm going to put the base down with the opaque white, okay, the pigment ink that Lisa bought out. It is a fabulous, fabulous white. I'm going to use my stencil brush to put this on. So you should be able to see it. It's a fabulous, fabulous white. It will dry on your stencil, but it will wash off beautifully. So because I'm putting this layer down, it's going to give me a really good background to put my colours on top of, okay? And as I say, on the other one, I used almond frosting. So depending on what colour background you use will depend what sort of effect you get on your colours that you use on top of it. Okay, so that's my first layer, layer 1. Okay, and then we're going to come in with the leaves. Now I'm not putting white down for the leaves because greens are quite a dark colour anyway, so I'm not really worried that the greens aren't going to look green, because they will. But I am only using one green, and I'm going to use woodland moss. But each set of leaves is going to look different because I'm just going to use different pressures with my brush to make the leaves look different. Okay, so let's go in. I'm going quite heavy with this first layer because these leaves I think are at the back. I really don't think it matters which leaves you make darker and which leaves you leave lighter. All you're after really is a difference in colour on each layer. Okay, so that's my first layer. You see that's quite a dark green. Okay, don't worry about the ink on here, it'll just wash off, wipe off with baby wipe or water, it's not a problem. So with the second one, I'm going to come with the same colour, but I'm going quite light here. Now obviously the pink is going to show through. I'm not worried about that because I think the overall effect will be perfect. I really don't think it'll matter. Watching on Facebook and YouTube, so you can comment. Julie. Okay, Julie. I think, Sharon, a lot of people have an affinity with hyacinths. I'm not sure why. I always think of it as quite an old-fashioned flower, but something my nan always had in the house. But that might just be me. Okay, so now we're the next set of leaves. Now you can see that I've got two sort of different greens here. If I really wanted to go a different green, I could use a different green, but I really don't want to. I don't really want to complicate it too much. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to add a layer. Be careful that you don't come over the edge here. So what I will do is just put a post-it note over there so that I don't go over the edge, because I don't want to go onto my card. And I would have done, see, because I'm using my stencil brushes as opposed to, my wonder brushes as opposed to my stencil brushes. Now I'm going to lift that off and see what I think. I think I might actually go quite a bit deeper with that one. In fact, I will go deeper by using my stencil brushes, because they do concentrate the colour quite a bit into those apertures. Yes, Erin, one of my favourite shows too. And anyway, it's not bucket, it's bouquet. Okay, so you see I've got 3 different greens there now, and yet I'm still only using one colour. So here, again, I'm going to come in quite light, and obviously that pink is going to show through quite a little bit, but like I say, I'm really not worried. It's not bucket, Connie. Bouquet. Okay. So I'll just lift this off and see what I think before I decide whether to add any more. No, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think there are several different shades there on those leaves, and I don't think you wouldn't tell you'd only use one green on there, would you? I don't think you would anyway. So then we're coming to the flowers. I just need to make sure that I haven't got ink on the back because I haven't cleaned them because I was very naughty. So you've got one central one, then you've got 2 at the side, and then 2 in the middle between those 3. Okay. So what I thought I would do is go reasonably dark with this one, or bright, I should say, and then a little bit softer with this one, and then I can sort of go in the middle with the one in the middle of that. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one with Shocking Pink, and I'm using Shocking Pink because it's my favouriteest colour out of the pinks. It's my bestest colour. Now remember, I'm putting this on top of white, so it's going to soften the colour quite a bit, and I don't want to go too heavy because obviously I'm going to come in and put more detail on the top of this, so I don't want to go overly heavy. Okay, so we'll start with that one. And you see, because you've gone on top of white and the white's dried, it's given you sort of a creamy background as opposed to a white background. I really don't think that's going to matter at all. If you wanted to have a really white background, I would do the white, walk away from it, and then come back and do the white again, and you will find that it will be a lot whiter. Okay, because as it dries, obviously it's soaking into the card. All right. So that's me Shocking Pink for that one. And then I think I'll go with Dusky Rose, I think, on this outer one. And again, reasonably soft. So I've come in with my ink. I'm not re-inking, I'm just using whatever ink is on the brush and on the stencil. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks quite different. Quite like that. And then we're going to come in and do that one in the middle. Now I just need to wipe this because I used blues, didn't I? And I haven't cleaned them. So I better clean them now because I don't want blue pink flowers. Okay. Just make sure it's not wet on the back. And then we can come in here with our other colour. And I'm going to go reasonably dark with this. So I'm going to use Rhubarb Jam. I love this colour. One of my favourite colours. And again, reasonably light. So I'm inking my brush and I'm taking a lot of the ink off. You can see how much ink there still is on the brush. So I want to come in with less rather than more. And then I can always go in and add a little bit more. And you can see how much pressure I'm using by where I'm holding the brush. I hold the brush right at the top and it will stop you putting too much pressure onto that brush. And I think it looks reasonably different with the other 2. Yeah, I like that. Now we're going to come in and put some little bit of detail in on these leaves down here. Now I am going to use sage green on this, just because when I did, where's my sage green gone? When I did my prep yesterday, I used the same green, the woodland moss, and it really didn't show up enough. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to use a different green. So that's why I went for sage green, because it's quite a little bit darker and it's going to show up that detail. It wouldn't show before, so that's the only reason I've used it. And again, we're going to come back on here. I am just going to wipe that because that's purple, not pink. So moral of today, remember to wash your stencils when you're finished. Okay, so we're doing, again, these two colours, and this was Shocking Pink and Dusky Rose. So I'm going in with this Shocking Pink here. I'm going to go quite a bit heavier with that. Oops. Where's my Shocking Pink brush gone? Just. Okay, so I'm coming in quite heavy here, because this is going to put all your little details into those flowers. I do love these. And the detail is just incredible. But just before I do the other flower, we'll just have a quick look. Yeah, happy with that. And then I'm going with the Dusky Rose and do exactly the same. So you'll see I'm using the same colours on top of the same colours all the time. Because I don't think you need to be very, very different, because it will stand out. I am, no worries. It will always be on YouTube now, and for future reference. It will be shared into the group as well, so you should be able to find it in the group or on YouTube. Okay, so there's my little bit of detail that's gone in there, and then my extra little bit of detail on the middle one. So that's this one here. So back in with my rhubarb jam. Just fill those little bits of detail in. And honestly, when you emboss this, the whole thing just comes to life. Is there an embossing folder? Yes, there is an embossing folder too. Embossing folder and die and stencils, Alison. Okay, so now just got to put those tiny little centres in. Now, I wasn't sure what colour to do these, if I'm honest. And I did use Margarita, but I'm not going to use Margarita. I'm going to go in with a really dark, I think I'm going to use Rum and Raisin, because I can't decide whether those tiny little centres are coloured or part of the flower. So today they're part of the flower. So I'm going to use my Rum and Raisin, a tiny little stencil brush, just to fill those little apertures in. I'm sure the girls will tell me that they've done them completely different. The embossing just makes it totally pop. It just brings it all to life. It's like it just appears right before your eyes. Okay, just have a quick look at that. I quite like that. I think I'm happy with that. So then I need to emboss it. And I want to emboss it before I put my words on. Okay, so if I just lift that out of the way. I mean, look at the detail on that. Isn't that beautiful? I just think they're just such gorgeous flowers. I'll just get rid of this pink on here. And then I can be using a clean mat when I come to do the next bit. So embossing folder is here. And when you line this up, just take a little bit of time, okay? Make sure you've got the embossing folder the right way around, and take a bit of time to line it up properly, because if you miss the embossing on the flowers, it's going to spoil all that time you spent stenciling. Okay, so line it up. I lined the leaves up first, and then I've fiddled to get the flowers right, and I think that's not far off. I think that's pretty spot on. Now obviously I don't want a line down here, do I? So when I put it into my die cutting machine, I'm going to hang this little bit over the edge, and then I shouldn't, she said, hopefully, get a line down the side. So bear with while I just run it through. And we'll see what we get. So hang it over the edge. Doesn't need to be by much, just enough to miss the edge of your embossing folder. And hopefully you won't get a line. Excellent. I love it when a plan comes together. But do you see what I mean now about the embossing and how that has just really lifted those flowers? I just think, oh, it's just fabulous, just brilliant. So now I'm going to put my words on the side here. Now these fabulous drop shadow words, I think, are genius. They're absolutely genius. I don't think I've seen anything quite like these before. And I just think they're cracking. So I am going to go with the same words, just for you. I'm going to just tape that down because I don't want it to move. And try and make sure that my word is straight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because obviously I can't use my pegs for this, because I want them positioned sort of down the card. Yes, I could make an extra bit using the peg die, but I'm lazy. I can't be bothered. What's that? Yeah, yes, Janet. Any embossing machine that you've used on Lisa's embossing folders before will work. Any of them. So now I've just got to make a decision on what colours to do my words. Okay. Do I want to go with shocking pink, or do I want to go a little bit darker? Now I'm going to do the main word in the colour, and then the shadow will be in cobblestones. I have used anthracite, but for this I think anthracite might just be a little bit too heavy, so I'm going to use the cobblestones instead, which is there. So I've just got to decide which colour I'm going to go with the words. So I think, because I want it to stand out, I think I'm going to go with the rhubarb jam. It might look a little bit too dark, but whatever. Let's just go for it. So I'm going to come in with the main word. And when you see these drop shadows make this word pop on this card, they're so clever. Okay, just lift that up a little bit on the edge of those letters. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm going to do the shadows as I go along, okay? Just so that you can see how fabulous they look. So I've made my marks and I'm lining my stencil up with my marks, okay? And then I'm going to take my grey and I'm just going to do those drop shadows. And I think the beauty of these is that you can do exactly what I'm doing and just add your words direct to your card. Obviously you can sort of ink them all up all in one go if you wanted to, and then cut them out. Of course you can do that. But if you wanted to put your sentiment direct onto your card, they're just brilliant for that. So just go through and ink that to make sure I'm happy with the depth of colour. Look at that! Aren't they brilliant? I just think they're class, absolute class. Brilliant idea, Lisa. Right, so because I said the other one, I wasn't happy with it because I hadn't sort of balanced it really, if you like. I'm going to put this one in the middle. Now, obviously, I haven't really got anywhere where I can line it up with, but I'm going to be brave and just put one circle there and line it up with that. So I'm going back in with my rhubarb jam, and you can see using the stencil brushes how that colour just fills those apertures. I think they're just the beautiful brushes. Okay, so that's that part, and then we're going to go back and do the drop shadow, line that up with that circle that I've drawn up there. I can rub that out afterwards, so I'm not worried about it, and then do the drop shadow. Oh, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I thought I'd done the wrong word then. And the best bit about the stencils, these word stencils, is that Lisa's left you enough room not to worry about going over the word next to it. So you're not going to sort of put it on your card and then have overspell, because there's plenty of room between each word without you doing that. Okay, so that's, I might just put a little bit more on that O. Okay, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Right, the U is over here. And put the U down here. Do the proper word first. Put the U down there. Now again, I'm sort of working a little bit off the edge here, but I'm not worried about it. Going back in with that rhubarb jam on the main word. And if you do your circular motions backwards and forwards, you will fill every part of that little aperture on that word. So you won't have any gaps. Okay? And then just do the drop shadow. Line those two up like that. And my drop shadow will be in the perfect place. And again, circular motions, which will enable you to fill that little aperture, because they are very small, but these tiny little stencil brushes are perfect for them. So if you haven't got a set of the original 3 stencil brushes that have got the 3 different sizes in, I would recommend you get those. Now I did mean, used the wrong one, idiot. Don't do what I've just done and use the your instead of you. It'll still work, obviously, but I should have used that one instead of that one. Never mind. Still worked. So now I've got my sentiment on, and I can just rub out those little pencil marks. And because I've only got the one on the card, it's not going to take me very long. I can get rid of these afterwards. I'm not worried about those. Doesn't that look cool? I love that. I think that takes. So I haven't used the die after all, have I? Now, I did cut myself a mask to use on here if I needed to. So, of course, that's the other thing you could do. If you've got the masking tape, which I haven't just yet, but if you've got the masking tape, you could, of course, cut the die out and put your die on here before you do your words. And if you wanted to do your words first, then obviously you're going to know then where to position your flowers. So I think probably, in hindsight, I'd do the words first and then do the flowers afterwards. because that way you're not going to end up with not enough space over here. You know what I mean? So, you know, either way, a little bit of masking tape will be brilliant. So this is my base card. Now you see, I said I used the nested stitch bubbles, did I at all? I've used the other set of squares. I'm not kidding. If you could have seen my desk yesterday, I don't know whether I was coming or going. Hi, Donna. No worries, don't worry. Hope you're okay. So I'm just going to go on and put my 3D pads on the back. No worries, Janice, you're here now. Stencils. They are beautiful stencils, Tracy. I've got to be honest. Yes, I'm on Lisa's design team, but if I didn't like them, I'd tell her I didn't like them. But I can honestly say, hand on heart, there isn't anything that Lisa's brought out that I don't like. And Lisa's stencils, for me, are second to none. The detail on them is incredible. And yes, there are a lot of stencils in some of the sets. So what? The more stencils you've got, the better the detail. And I think it's worth the extra little bit of time that it takes you to do 10 stencils instead of 4 or 5, to give you that beautiful detail that you get with Lisa's stencils. They're amazing. And then of course once you emboss them, then they're just fabulous. Okay, so pop that down on there like so. Hope it's not quite in the center. And the beauty of those pads is that providing you don't press down on them, you can still lift it off and do it again. That'll do. And then again, we're going to do the same on here and 3D this as well, because I think once you've spent the time stenciling it and embossing it, it's worth lifting it up a little bit and making it something special. You know, I think they're just incredible. So the other one that I did, like I said to you, I used almond frosting as my background rather than the white, and I've done them in yellows and oranges, and I think it gives it a really vintage look. And I've just finished this. I'll show you the other one. And like I said, you don't have to use it all. You could, of course, just use the embossing folder and stencil your card and then put a design in the middle, if you wanted to. So you could use the embossing folder and emboss probably just the flowers part on the corners and then put your sentiment in the middle. There are so many different ways that you can use these. They're just brilliant. No other word for it. She's a very clever lady. I would definitely tell her. Quite agree with you, Erin. I don't know how you can get proper detail with 4 stencils. I really don't. If you're going to do it properly, eh? Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on there. And then, obviously, me being me, I thought I'd just add some little gems just to finish it off. So I'm only using 3. So we'll go up here. Oh, come on, glue. And over here. And down here. Just 3, just to add a little bit of something extra, really. I've only ever used odd numbers, as you know. So there you go. that's today's card. And really, you know, the colours will make your design. Whatever colours you choose to use, everybody's will look different. So obviously I did the one in blues and purples yesterday. This was Sweet Violet, Surf's Up and Painted Eggshell. So they look totally different. And then this was the one that I used the almond frosting on the background for. And this is Pina Colada and Juicy Pineapple. This is Early Sunrise. And these two are Red Grapefruit. But I think they all work together really, really well. And obviously I put the postcard in the background because for me, this looked quite vintagey. And I thought if I use the postcard in the background, and obviously I've used the postage dies as well, and I just think it looks really, really different to the other two. Equally as beautiful, but totally different. Now, I was supposed to put a QR code on the screen for Lisa's website, and I've got to be honest, I totally forgot. I will do it next time. On Thursday, it will be there, just so that it's easy for you to just go and have a look at the website if I'm using something that you haven't got or you'd like, or you just need to see if it's in stock. So, what did we all think? Is the picture okay? Do I need to be a little bit further away? What do you all think? If you tell me what you think I need to change, then I can sort that for Thursday. But what if we think about it being on YouTube instead of just straight into the group? I just think it's the way forward, and we're all in the same place, and hopefully it will drive people to watch YouTube as opposed to Facebook. They're on the TV on the 30th and the 31st, Donna. It's a one-day special on the 30th and the 31st. They will be there as a bundle, and they will also be available separately. On Thursday, in the right place. Okay, thanks, Connie. On Thursday, I'm going to use the bold peonies, which again are stunning, and the detail on them is amazing. It was great, no changes needed. Fabulous, fabulous, excellent. I'm so chuffed. I'm so chuffed. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really chuffed that it's all worked out really well. So I will see you back here on YouTube on Thursday at 1 o'clock. And Claire will be on YouTube tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And hopefully that will go equally as well. I'm sure it will, because I can't think why it wouldn't. QR code will be there on Thursday because I'll remember. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you on Thursday. So have a good week, everybody. And I'll see you soon. Bye now.